How did I end up here? Lying in your arms, watching city lights and the stars.
5 years. Oh boy, it's really been that long since I created this channel, huh? Just wow. Half a decade. I wonder how it's been too, in places. Since last year's anniversary video, this year I, again, want to talk about a number of various subjects from the channel's past year, as well as a few other things that have to do with, well, the past 5 years. My transition into that was a little poor, but if you've been here a while, you should know that I'm pretty bad with transitioning into different subjects by now. Okay, well, maybe I'm not always terrible at it, but most of the time I am, I feel. Never mind that, today's a special day. Well, technically speaking, it's not because I'm recording this audio and editing this video just over a week in advance, but the day this goes up is going to be a special one. Yeah, I certainly know how to make things awkward, don't I? Well, enough of that. You know that I hate wasting your time and how I just prefer to get into the real meat of the video, and that's no different here. But wow, there are a lot of major anniversaries happening this year. There was Pokemon's 25th anniversary, Sonic's 30th anniversary, Zelda's 35th anniversary, and Overwatch's 5th anniversary, just to name a few, which also happens to coincide with this channel. Well, not the same day, but same year's close enough, right? Right? Though a celebration this might be, I don't want to subject you to the inevitable incoherent rambling that I may eventually stumble into, should we continue down this path of me stalling for time, even though I just said I wouldn't. Anyhow, to begin with, I want to go over my thoughts about this channel's past year because damn, I have a lot to say, in a good way that is. So, wow, this channel really took a huge step forward in terms of growth, huh? And, well, there's a primary reason for that, so it's about time I address it once and for all. When Cynthia's music hits. This vid is my most popular one by a very sizable margin, as you can see here from the view count. The second most popular is my Persona 5 AMV, but we're not here to talk about it today, no. And, since this vid really blew up sometime in December of last year, I've never known how to feel about the fact, as in, I'm so overwhelmingly happy and glad it's done so well that I haven't been able to properly structure my thoughts on it. Who'd have thought a silly little meme video I had the random idea to create one sleepless night would be my channel's legacy? I shouldn't. In a way, I kinda envy the fact that an admittedly low effort meme video has greatly outperformed my other types of content, especially ones that I put greater effort and more time into. But that's just the way the internet is, I suppose. Yeah, loves a good meme, and I can't blame it for that. Despite how it may sound, rest assured I'm greatly thankful that the little video that could has done so well, and gave me a new drive to keep creating content. I hope to have something else outperform it, and as a content creator, you should always aspire to reach new heights. So for something else I'm proud of from the last year, I think my production quality has improved a lot. You can really see the start of this improvement in my Overwatch review, which I uploaded in October of last year. I actually had a few of my friends commenting on how it was like my best video. Whether that still remains true in their minds, I'm not sure, but those comments meant a lot to me. And from there, you can see a noticeable increase in my production quality for my videos, whether they be memes or essay videos, which I also want to touch on here. I really try to put all that I can into these videos, so I hope that since I began working with the film or editing program back in October, that's been evident in all of, if not most of my videos since then. Moving on to the content I put out in the past year, I really tried to push for more variety this past year. I mentioned in a sort of update video back in February how I sort of have this fear of stagnation when it comes to what I create. That's why I've been doing my best to push variety, as opposed to just sticking to one singular format and or topic. For example, my Wildcard series is my absolute favourite for this reason because I have no limitations when it comes to creating content for it, and a key example, or well, key examples for this are my video essays. The first video essay I put out this year, as in 2021, was the art of video game cover art. There was no particular reason for me making this, I just simply wanted to talk about something that interested me, which was the same basis behind the following essay type videos, crossovers in video games, and, of course, the almost 50-minute behemoth that is the beeps and boops of video game music. And I feel like my want to talk about just whatever sometimes really helps in pushing a sense of variety on the channel, so I guess I should thank the random, sometimes obsessive creative sparks that occur from time to time. And don't you worry, I've still got plenty of ideas for video essays, something I will elaborate on more later. Another type of content I want to talk about briefly that I also started putting out this year are my video game variety hour videos. I'll be frank, I love these videos. They're always so fun to make and there are multiple reasons for that. First, well, I thought they'd be fun. There was something different for the channel, and oftentimes new is good. Second, they allow me to talk about games that I wouldn't normally talk about or just can't find a place to. Think of the series like a revitalized version of my old Why I Love series, if anyone at all remembers that, where they're just mini reviews / summaries of games I've been playing recently. The final reason for why they're so fun for me to make is that they allow me to play more games. See, I don't play a huge variety of games. It's usually easy to consume stuff like Overwatch, which, while detrimental to my mental health most of the time, I do enjoy. And so, a series designed to give me an excuse / reason to scout out more games to play is just a win-win, honestly. So yeah. Also, there is a third one in planning right now. I didn't want to reveal that just yet, but we're on the topic, so why not? In general, if I was to sum up the past year content-wise, I'd say experimental, but focused. Not only did I experiment more with video formats at times, worrying about new series and slapping a fresh coat of paint on others, but I also stuck to my roots in some areas, with a continuation of list videos and the addition of more better produced memes. So yeah, a pretty good year, I'd say. I don't know what else to say, really. Now we're on to the real fun part of the video. As you can probably guess by the little opener to this segment, I'm now going to be talking about my favourite projects from the past year. So pretty much what I'm going to do here is list off my favourite projects in chronological order by release, and give a brief summary for why they are my favourites. Sound good? Well, you don't get a choice, so let's go. Well, first up is the Overwatch review, released on October 28th of last year. This video was my official return back to the channel after an impromptu almost 3-month break. And if we were to ignore the fact that the third Overwatch montage was actually my first video back, I think it made for a pretty good return video. I truly put a lot of effort and love into it, and even if there are very minor things I would change about it now, I'm still happy with how it turned out, very much so. It was also the vid that really helped me get familiar with the film or program, #NotSponsored, which, you know, is going to happen with a lovely project such as that one. Next up, my tier list on the Blades from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I remember this being super fun to do. There was no script involved, there wasn't a lot of preparation either, it was just me talking candidly about something that I loved. And you know, sometimes that's all you need. While I do think I could redo it to be in accordance with my current feelings due to the simple passage of time and new information I've found out on certain blades that have influenced my opinions, I do think it remains a fine enough video, and I'm happy it got a significant reception. The Sephiroth but not actually vid is, well, it's one of my more basic meme videos in terms of editing, but I don't know, I just really like this one. I had a lot of fun working on it for one, and while there are aspects about it I would probably change, given the opportunity, I do find myself looking back fondly on it. I don't know, maybe it's because the Sephiroth reveal trailer was just that good in the first place, who knows. The Xenoblade Chronicles Fearless AMV is easily in my top 3 favourites, if anything. A sort of tribute to the series as a whole, featuring the cutscenes from all 5 games, including the extra content in Torn in the Golden Country and Future Connected. It was honestly such a treat getting to work on it. AMVs are pretty infrequent on this channel nowadays. I'd say I moved on past that phase on the channel, but not completely. It's because Fearless that every now and again I find myself wanting to make one more. So for that, for a video type I thought I was previously burnt out on, I'm thankful. But when is the next AMV, you ask? I mean, if you are asking, which I doubt you are, but hell if I know. Whenever I can find the right motivation to do so. Maybe soon, we'll see. The next one is definitely the largest project on here, spanning multiple videos, the Clown Parade. The Clown Parade is a collaborative group effort kinda, where myself and a bunch of friends come together to play games, simply to just, well, have fun. The effort was never meant to be anything big like other big YouTuber / content creator groups. It's just for fun, and I've had a lot of fun not only being a part of it, it's been an absolute blast, but putting together the videos of the highlights that have come out of it. In fact, because of it, the series is now home to the longest video on my channel at 1 hour and 27 minutes. A compilation of previous videos it may be, but still, I think that's pretty impressive. That compilation, by the way, is supposed to represent the end of Season 1 of the Clown Parade, so yeah, that means there's more to come. However, with varying schedules and such, it's difficult for me to say when right now, so just stay tuned. The top 10 Mario Kart 8 tracks Redeluxe list is another one of my favourites, obviously. I loved going back to talking about Mario Kart again, because despite it being one of my favourite series of all time, I rarely ever spoke about it on the channel for some odd reason, with the time before that being a tier list on almost every track in the series, Another video I really enjoyed, in fact. It was not only nice getting to talk about Mario Kart again, but it was a lot of fun really getting to pin down what track's one of my favourites. Plus, I'm really satisfied with myself on how much better it is compared to the original, which, while expected, sure, I still take a lot of pride in fact. It shows how far I've come, you know. And fun fact, it was actually a rare gaming session with my family that really convinced me to remake the list, so there's that tidbit for you. The crossovers in video games essay video is one of my favourites because of the process of making it. Doing research into crossovers throughout history, and the sheer calibre of crossovers in video games as a whole was a super informing thing for me, and admittedly, this whole thing is difficult to convey. I guess what I touched upon earlier applies here again when I say that because I just got to talk about something that I personally was super interested in, it really meant a lot to me and really helped me through the process of making it. It wanted to get my feelings out there about an otherwise miscellaneous subject, you know. On to another meme now. Mythra's sleepwalking problem was just a blast to make. Personally, I think it's one of my best memes today, and I really tried to go all out with the comedy. Humor is subjective after all, so whether it shows or work is up for debate, but even so, it's definitely a video I look back on fondly, even if it wasn't all that long ago in reality. Another Xenoblade meme that was an absolute blast to make, Ursula's Blade Quest is hell. Now, a little behind the scenes on this one, I had this idea in mind for a long time, but just never knew how to approach it until eventually I just decided to take a stab at it, and to be honest, I think it turned out great. Sure, there's personal bias there, but with it being an idea that somewhat haunted me for a while, it felt so good to finally get it out there, you know? And funnily enough, that sentiment also applies to the beeps and boops of video game music, which is my longest essay type video by far, and so far, and will probably remain that way for a good while. The video game music video I had in mind for a long time, way longer than the Ursula one mentioned prior, stemming back to summer of 2020, I want to say. I don't remember the exact time frame I had the idea, but rest assured, when I say it's been an idea that sat in the back of my mind for a long time. So again, you can imagine it felt good to finally get it out there, and it did. It's a video that I really tried my best to put my heart and soul into, and I hope that was and is evident because, as I said in the video game music means a lot to me, and I really wanted to get that across by talking about my personal feelings, along with covering as much of the subject that I reasonably could. Admittedly, some parts had to be scrapped in favour of time, your time that is, but I never cut anything significant, so don't worry. Truly, it's the longest I've ever spent working on a video, so of course, it means so much to me for it to finally be out there. And finally, we have the most recent video of mine, prior to this one, versus Carmelia's Ghost Be Like. Another meme video that I had a lot of fun making, and one I took a different kind of approach with to make it feel unique from my other meme videos. I simply loved FNF's versus Camellia mod, and yes, I will say now that my top 5 favourite FNF mods list is super outdated now, but for me, that's nothing new at this point, it's kind of tradition. But anyway, I loved watching people play the mod, and just seeing how insane the charting got really made me want to meme it, and so I did. I made a lot of music related memes, but this is probably my favourite out of the bunch to have worked on. All these videos that I've mentioned have been a pleasure in fact, but that's not to say I haven't enjoyed working on my many other videos. These were just my personal favourites. I love doing this, I wouldn't exchange it for anything. Well, maybe a version of this where I get paid, but I'm kidding. It's still hard to believe that 5 years ago, 15-year-old me created this little channel, and now 20-year-old me is still working on it. I don't wish to stop anytime soon. I said it before and I'll say it again, I love doing this. I'm not getting paid to do this, I'm not earning anything in fact. I'm simply doing this out of pure want, and I want to make at least one person smile, which is how it's been now for the past few years. I have other projects in mind for the future. More memes, more video essays, revisits of certain reviews because yes, I am aware of the How Taker update and DDLC Plus is a thing now. And don't worry, I'm working on them. Other types of content as well, maybe an AMV, content that is just fun, really. And also, hey, maybe, just maybe, I'll do the fabled Xenoblade Chronicles 2 review that I keep alluding to. I can't promise that though, that's honestly the last thing I want to do, just in case. I don't want to make mention of any particular project, just in case something happens down the line and it doesn't come to fruition, but there is stuff in the works. Maybe some things are just in the planning stage, but they're still in the works. 5 years it may have been, but I ain't throwing in the towel just yet. Thank you to everyone who's worked alongside me in the past year, and thank you to everyone who's watched my stupid stuff this past year, and these past 5. A tiny channel this may be, a droplet in the YouTube ocean, but I'm infinitely thankful for everything and for how far I've gotten. And to to go off script here for a moment, as if I haven't already done that a bunch of times already. This all means a lot to me. It honestly really does. It's the fact I have something to do, something to keep me going, something to a kind of drive for me to have in these dark times, especially like within the past year and a half. It's really meant a lot to me in that way. I'm someone who struggles with my emotions a lot, and just anxiety and all that crap. It's really given me like a kind of like reason to go on, you know, because as I said, it really does mean a lot to me. This is why I script myself. This is I just ramble when I'm just speaking my mind. But yeah, like it truly means the world. I'm not a big channel. I'm not even big enough to like be eligible for monetization, for God's sake. But no matter what you may think, I was never in this for the money. Maybe at the very start, but over time I came to realise that that's not why I wanted to do this. I wanted to do it to just give at least one person something to smile about. There's a lot of negativity in this world. That's why I've always like avoided talking negativity on this channel, because I really don't need to contribute to it. I want to contribute positivity, which, if you know me in real life, I'm not exactly the most positive person. I'm kind of a cynical pessimist at times, but I really try to push this positive agenda because that's where I want to be. And I say this a lot. I say this to a lot of people who struggle with this kind of thing, but like, be who you want to be, not who others want you to be, you know. And this channel has really helped me realize that in the past few years, that this is who I want to be, just someone who brings about positivity. Just, you know, I'm starting to sound corny now, but like I said, this means a lot to me. And the fact that I have racked up a considerable subscriber count, to many it may not seem considerable, but considering I didn't think I'd get far at all, I didn't think I'd get past like 20 subscribers, this is a lot for me. So yeah, I'm gonna stop now. I don't want to subject you to my rambling anymore, but thank you. Thank you so much.